Fred's hand clamped around Favor's wrist. His nails bit into her skin. She leaned closer, her voice barely steady. "Fred, please listen. Don't let them take me." His words came out raw, desperate. "Welcome back and thank you for choosing to spend your time here with us at Tales. Your presence means everything, and we promise this story will stay with you long after it ends. If you believe in stories that change perspectives, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Let's build this community together. Now, let's get into the story." Thompson moved forward, his jaw set like stone. "We're not leaving without him." "No." Fred's eyes went wild with terror. He tried to pull away, his body twisting against the pavement. His breathing came fast and shallow like he couldn't get enough air. Favour felt the eyes of Thompson's security guards on her back. The black Escalades idled behind them, engines humming like a countdown. Fred's mouth opened wider. The scream was coming. She could see it building in his throat. "Fred," she started, but he wasn't hearing her anymore. He was too far gone, trapped somewhere between memory and panic. Thompson crouched down, his voice softer now but still firm. "Sir, we just want to help you." "I don't know you," Fred shouted, his voice cracking with fear. And Favour knew, if he screamed, if someone called the police, if this went wrong in any way, she could lose him forever in the next 3 minutes. Everything she'd done, every meal she'd sacrificed, every moment she'd spent sitting with him by that dumpster, it all came down to this. But to understand how Favour ended up here, kneeling on hot Atlanta pavement, caught between a terrified homeless man and a billionaire in a $1,000 suit, you have to go back 3 weeks. Back to the day her feet stopped working. Back to the moment she made a choice that would change everything. 3 weeks earlier, Favour's feet had stopped feeling like feet. They felt like 2 blocks of concrete someone had lit on fire. 11 hours. That's how long she'd been standing, moving between tables at Romano's Bistro in downtown Atlanta, smiling at tourists who wanted their shrimp and grits Instagram perfect, apologizing to locals when the kitchen ran out of chicken again. Her black uniform clung to her back, damp with sweat that wouldn't dry in the August heat. Her name tag sat crooked on her chest. She didn't bother fixing it anymore. The kitchen had been a war zone all day. Angry customers. Smaller tips. Another week of mental math that always ended the same way, groceries or electricity. Not both. Never both. Favour pushed through the back door into the alley where the dumpsters sat. The heat slammed into her like opening an oven. She leaned against the brick wall, trying to catch her breath, trying to remember what it felt like to not be tired. That's when she noticed the takeout box in her hand, the chicken sandwich and fries she'd saved from her shift meal. Her only meal until tomorrow. She stood there, staring at that little phone box like it was all she had left in the world. And maybe it was. If you've ever felt that kind of tired, that kind of empty, then you already know what happens next. That's when she saw him. An older black man, maybe 65, sitting against the dumpster with his head down. His clothes were filthy, layers of dirt and time pressed into fabric that might have been blue once. His hair was matted. His hands trembled as they gripped an empty styrofoam cup. Favour had seen plenty of homeless people in Atlanta. She usually kept walking. Not because she didn't care, but because she barely had enough herself. But something about this man stopped her. Maybe it was the way he sat so still. Or the way his shoulders curled inward like he was trying to disappear into the brick wall behind him. She looked down at the takeout box in her hand. Her only meal until tomorrow. Favour closed her eyes. Then she walked over. "Excuse me, sir." The man flinched hard. His head jerked up, eyes wide with fear. "I'm sorry," Favour said quickly, crouching down. "I didn't mean to scare you. Do you want this?" She held out the box. The man stared at it like it might vanish if he blinked. His lips trembled. For me? Yeah. For you. His hands shook as he took it. He opened the box slowly, carefully, like it was fragile. When he saw the food, tears filled his eyes. God bless you, he whispered. God bless you, my daughter. Favor's throat tightened. What's your name? The man paused. His brow furrowed like he was trying to remember something far away. Fred, he said finally. I think it's Fred. Favour walked away with her stomach empty but her heart somehow fuller than it had been in months. Favour started bringing Fred food every single day. She couldn't afford it. She really couldn't. But every time she thought about skipping a day, she'd picture him sitting there by that dumpster, holding that empty cup, and something in her chest would twist. Her coworkers noticed. You giving away your food again? Samuel asked one afternoon. He was a line cook with kind eyes and a bad back that made him wince every time he lifted a pot. Girl, you barely eating yourself. I'm fine, Favour said, tying her apron tighter. You're not fine, Savior cut in. She was the other waitress, the only one who had Favor's back when customers got nasty. You lost weight. I can see it in your face. I said I'm fine. But she wasn't. She was exhausted. She was hungry. And her manager Diane was watching her like a hawk, eyes narrow, suspicious, waiting for Favour to slip up. Still, every evening Favour brought Fred whatever she could scrape together. A sandwich. Some fries. Sometimes just crackers and a soda. Fred cried every time. Always said the same thing, God bless you, my daughter. One night, Fred grabbed her hand before she could leave. I had a wife once, he said quietly. His voice sounded distant, like he was speaking from underwater. Her name was Hanna. I think. I can't remember her face anymore. Favor's heart cracked. I'm sorry, Fred. He looked up at her with hollow, lost eyes. Do you think she's still looking for me? Favour squeezed his hand. She didn't have an answer. So she just stayed there for a moment, silent. Then she walked away, haunted by a question she couldn't shake. What if someone was looking for him? 3 weeks passed like that. The same routine. The same sacrifice. The same quiet moments with Fred by the dumpster. Then one evening, everything changed. Favour walked out of Romano's Bistro and froze. 3 black Escalades sat parked across the street, engines running. Tinted windows. Chrome gleaming under the streetlights. Her stomach dropped. People didn't park like that unless something serious was happening. The doors opened. A tall black man stepped out first, mid-40s, clean-cut, wearing a tailored navy suit that probably cost more than Favour made in 6 months. His expression was hard. Focused. Behind him came 2 security guards. Big men. Silent. Scanning the street like they were expecting trouble. The man's eyes locked onto Favour immediately. He walked straight toward her. Favor's heart hammered. She thought about running, but her legs wouldn't move. He stopped 3 feet away. Excuse me. Are you Favour? Her mouth went dry. How do you know my name? His jaw tightened. My name is Thompson. I need to ask you about the man you've been feeding. Favor's pulse spiked. Fred. What about him? Thompson's eyes softened, just slightly. Fred is my father-in-law. And my wife, his daughter, Hanna, has been looking for him for 2 years. The world tilted. 2 years. 2 years of searching, of not knowing, of wondering if he was even alive. And this whole time, one waitress with nothing kept him breathing. If that doesn't make you feel something, I don't know what will. Thompson led Favour across the street to where Fred sat by the dumpster. When Fred saw the SUVs, he panicked. He tried to stand, tried to run, but his legs gave out. He collapsed back against the brick wall. No. No, leave me alone. Thompson moved forward, his hand raised like he was approaching a wounded animal. Sir, we're here to help you. I don't know you. Fred shouted, his voice cracking with terror. Favour stepped between them. Fred, listen to me. Please don't let them take me. Fred grabbed her wrist desperately, his fingers digging into her skin. This was it. The moment from the beginning. The moment everything could fall apart. Favour looked at Thompson. He doesn't remember. You're scaring him. Thompson's face cracked. For the first time, she saw past the expensive suit and the security guards. She saw exhaustion. Grief. Guilt flooding his eyes like a dam had broken. He has early-onset Alzheimer's, Thompson said quietly. He disappeared 2 years ago during an episode. We've been searching ever since. Favour's knees almost buckled. 2 years. Thompson nodded, his voice thick. And you're the only person who's taken care of him. Favour stared at Fred, trembling, terrified, clinging to her like she was the only solid thing in his world. And she realized, she hadn't just been feeding a homeless man. She'd been keeping someone's father alive. It took 30 minutes to calm Fred down. Favour sat with him on the pavement, holding his hand, whispering the same thing she always whispered when he was afraid. You're safe. I'm right here. Nobody's going to hurt you. Thompson stood back, letting her work. His hands were shaking. He looked like he was barely holding himself together. Finally, Fred looked up. Really looked at Thompson. Do I know you? Thompson's voice broke. You married my wife. Hanna. Your daughter. Fred's face twisted in confusion. His eyes squeezed shut like he was trying to pull something out of the fog. Then, a flicker. Faint but real. Hanna, he whispered. Thompson dropped to his knees on the dirty pavement, not caring about his suit. Yes. Hanna. She's been waiting for you. Fred started to cry. Deep, shaking sobs that came from somewhere ancient, somewhere buried under 2 years of confusion and loss. Favour cried too. Because she realized she'd been feeding a man who had a family. A family that loved him. A family that never stopped looking. Thompson turned to her, his eyes red and wet. Thank you. You kept him alive. Favour shook her head. I just gave him food. No, Thompson said. You gave him dignity. Fred clutched Favour's hand tighter. Thompson knelt beside them, one hand on his father-in-law's shoulder. And all three of them cried together on that Atlanta sidewalk while the city moved around them like nothing had changed. But everything had. 2 days later, Favour was called into Diane's office at Romano's Bistro. Diane sat behind the desk, her face unreadable. She didn't ask Favour to sit down. You've been terminated. Favour blinked. What? Why? Theft. You've been stealing food. I paid for that food. Not according to inventory. Diane's voice was flat. Cold. Clean out your locker. You're done. Favour tried to speak, tried to explain, but Diane had already turned back to her computer. Dismissed. Favour's world collapsed. She walked out in a daze, her uniform still on, her mind spinning. She stood on the sidewalk outside Romano's, numb, unsure where to go or what to do next. Her phone was dead. Her rent was due in 3 days. She had $11 in her bank account. For the first time in weeks, she broke down. Right there on the street, people walking past her like she was invisible. She thought, this is what Fred felt like. Favour sat down on the curb, head in her hands, and let herself cry. Not the quiet kind of crying she did alone in her apartment. The kind that shook her shoulders. The kind that made her forget to breathe. She had saved a man's life. And she'd lost everything. Favour looked up through blurred vision. A black Escalade sat parked in front of her. Engine running. Thompson stepped out. Get in. Favour didn't move. I just lost my job. Thompson's expression didn't change. I know. I bought the restaurant this morning. Favour stared at him, confused, her brain struggling to process the words. You're the new general manager, Thompson continued. Diane's been fired. Favour's mouth opened but no sound came out. Thompson's voice softened. And Fred wants to see you. He's asking for his daughter. Favour's eyes filled with fresh tears. His daughter. You, Thompson said simply. He means you. Thompson opened the car door. Come on. Let's go home. Favour climbed in, trembling. As they drove through Atlanta, Thompson explained, Fred had been talking about her non-stop since his memory returned. Hanna wanted to meet her. They wanted her to be part of the family. The SUV pulled up to a beautiful home with a wide front porch. Fred stood there with a woman beside him, Hanna, his daughter, with her father's eyes. When Fred saw Favour, his face lit up like sunrise. He opened his arms. Favour ran to him. They hugged, both crying, holding each other like they'd been searching for each other their whole lives. Hanna joined them, wrapping her arms around them both, whispering, "Thank you for bringing him back to us." Favour stood there between Fred and Hanna, finally belonging somewhere. She gave everything she had to a stranger. And in the end, she didn't just save his life, she found her own family. If that story touched you, if you believe kindness still matters in this world, then you know what to do.